Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Noor. Today, my colleagues and I will discuss the positive points, the problems facing students, and the proposed solutions to these problems in the programming course, the computing course, and the technical communication course. And we will start the programming course with our colleague Asma.
Hello everyone, I am Asma Al-Wa'al. I will talk about one of the basic course in our college is programming course. We know that programming is dependent on several important skills. One of them, math skills, are necessary when learning to code. And also the logical thinking is a programming requirement. It teaches us how to processing complex problems by breaking them down into smaller problems, which is easier to solve. But this course, it must keep pace with future development. We face some problems in this course. One of them starts when studying programming. We noticed frequent exercise and examples in slides. Some examples are similar to the preparatory year programming course, such as printing sentence, welcome to Java, or calculating the area of any shape. Secondly, the programming lab exercise ideas are not developed when, for example, make geometric patterns for the digit. Third, the information about assignment are not enough to communicate the concept of the program. Fourth, there are programming functions we were not covered in the lectures, and also we required when solving assignment. From our interest in this course, some solutions we are proposed to develop educational content and from which the student level will be improved. Firstly, the examples presented in the theoretical slides must be renewed and proposable. For examples, we need ideas are simple parts of complex programs that we will be carried out in the coming year, like how to generate a strong password for user. This will develop the student's skills in solving problems. Secondly, programming lab exercise should be more useful to the student. Whenever the ideas of the exercises diversified, the student becomes better able to overcome the programming problems. Third, the information required to complete the assignment should be clear enough in order for the student to perform the task completely. Fourth, the theoretical lectures should be discuss all the important programming functions in order for the student to complete the assignment easily without wasting time.
And now our colleague Mayar will tell you about the positive points in the technical communication course.
Hello, my name is Mayar Swayed. I will talk about an important subject. It is technical writing. Now I will give you a brief introduction about this subject. One of the most important subjects in the Faculty of Computing and Information Technology, because it teaches us many skills that we will discuss later. As we know, practice is one of the basics of technical writing subject, because keeping practice will make you unforgettable and increase your academic and knowledge achievements. Now I will tell you about the advantages and skills that we gain from learning this subject. Writing skills development. Writing is a skill has a great importance in our life, especially in education and jobs. Improve writing skills and writing ability to be at its highest level by writing straightforward and arranging ideas in a clear way to complete the topic completely. Proficiency in writing reports for its importance in our lives, especially in the field of works, because it's one of the most important means of communication and a source of information. Technical communication. It helps us develop our speaking skill confidently and fluently. That helps us present the presentation and including video to the fullest. Also, it teaches us how to use the suitable sound degrees to the elements of the topic, which I mean we should raise the tone of voice in important speeches. Teamwork. We learned many benefits when we worked as a team. The first one, exchange of experience. The second thing, faster completion. Each person in the team gets a task. Therefore, the completion will be faster. The third one, respecting others' opinions and listening to them well. Confidence. At the end of this course, our self-confidence increased because we gained many skills. We learned about our weaknesses, and with practice, we were able to overcome these points.
And now our colleague Shadin will tell you about the problems that students face in the technical communication subject and the suggested solutions to these problems.
First of all, weekly task. It's so stressful, especially when we have other works beside it. For example, the paragraphs that we must do it every week. It's take a lot of our time and make us worry all the time, especially when we were in exams days. Also, monthly tasks. It's occupy the most amount of our time due their requirements. And of course, the problem that we suffer from it as a team, such as disagreement or member who don't work or help. And the problems that we face it in some tasks when we do it. And last but not least, the students who need some attention. So I will suggest this solution for every single problem. The first solution, instead of writing one paragraph every week, it may arrange into a text every 3 weeks so that we have time for both think and write. The second suggestion is to reduce the number of monthly tasks and rise up the scores so that our effort and time are equal in the same scale. Third suggestion is setting up a list of grades for all the teams so that any member break the rules will lose marks. The fourth suggestion, we think it would be better for us if there's some model of previous students instead of ambiguous examples for the tasks. And the last but not least, it's for the students who face some troubles in speaking and writing with English. So we suggest to add some hours outside the course for their development.
And now I will talk about the computing subject. Computing subject is one of the most important subjects. It's one of the basics of studying computer specialties. It's concerned with the mathematical operations in addition to the electronic operations that take place inside the computer. This course contains a lot of topics which are important topics in the study of computer specialties. One of the advantages in the computing is that the distribution of grades in this subject is varied and good, so that if the student selects one thing, he can make up for this deficiency in something else. One of the positive points also in the subject of computing first is that the subject book contains many different questions at the end of each chapter. This is beneficial to the student as we can train on many ideas and help to confirm the lesson information that he acquired. Second, the subject book and its slides contain many pictures and drawings that clarify the idea of the lesson, as we can dispense with many words using pictures. Also, the use of pictures during the lesson is one of the most important factors that lead to good learning, as it attracts the student's attention, raises his interest, and helps him to understand the lesson in a better and more effective way. And now my colleague Ragad will tell you about the problems that students face in computing subject and the suggested solution for this problem.
My name is Ragad, and now I will present some of the problems and difficulties that we faced in the course of computing. The first problem is that the computing course has one has only 30 lessons. Computer course does not have practical lecture, which cause some difficult to understand. The second problem is that the computing course book is very highly expensive. Highly priced of computing book makes so many students unable to purchase it despite its importance. The third problem is that the abundance of resources in this subject. The computing course has more than one slide form for each doctor, which affects the students' scientific knowledge along with their quality of education. The fourth problem is that the computing course slides are very brief for such an important information that should be simplified, which make the slides difficult to understand for so many students. The fifth problem is that the computing course contains so many different topics, which makes some students rely in memorization with understanding the lessons. Now, I will go through some suggestions that will improve the computing course and solve many problems we encountered during the course. First of all, enhance practical lectures in the computing course. Practical lectures should be increased to the computing course to improve the quality of education, knowledge, and the understanding of each student. Second, clarification to all important ideas in computing slides. Try to simplify all important information in the slide. For example, attach a file to the blackboard containing all detailed steps to resolve questions that were unclear in the slides. Third, standardize computing course slides. Computing slides should be unified for all doctors by collecting and developing all their distinctive ideas in order to be merged into one slide type. This will lead to improve the slide, which will contain all important and various thoughts. Fourth, reduction of the computing course book price. We suggest to contact university library book store in order to reduce the book price, or either to allow each student to purchase it in an installment, which will make it easier to own one. 5, will be better to divide the computing course into 2 semesters. This will enhance concentrating on all specific topics for each term.
Thanks for listening.